Hello everyone. Today in this module you will be learning about process of controlling. That means the various steps that you are required to follow to practically implement this function in the organizations. As all of you can see on the screen that there are total of 5 steps. First step is establishing standards. First of all, you need to set standards, then you will measure actual performance, then you will compare both, that means standards and the actual performance, then you will analyze deviations, and at last you will take corrective action. Now, to better understand this process, let us take an example. Only then you will be able to understand how this sequence of steps has been framed. Let us take example of a factory manufacturing pens. The standard output by a worker is fixed to be 100 units of pen. Now, let us assume we are evaluating performance of 3 workers A, B and C, and this is their performance. 98 units were produced by A, 80 by B and 100 by C. Now how can we see whether they have their performance is okay or not? We will compare their performance with the expected, that means with the standards that we have set in the previous process. Standard output. Here you can see 100 and actual 98, so there will be a deviation of 2 units. In case of B, there will be deviation of 20 units, and in case of C, there will be no deviation. Now we will analyze the deviations, whether deviation is major, minor, so that we can decide whether we should take any corrective action or no. In case of A, there is a deviation of only 2 units. It is a minor deviation, while in case of B, it is a major deviation. So in analyzing deviation, 2 things we try to find out: whether the deviation is big or small, and what are the causes of deviations. In case of A, deviation being minor, so you can ignore this deviation, but in case of B, you need to take the corrective action. And that corrective action, that may be in form of some motivation to B, or that may be some training imparted to B regarding his work. Now let us discuss in detail these steps. So total of 5 steps are there. First, establishing standards. What are standards? Standards are the criteria against which actual performance would be measured. They can be set in both quantitative as well as qualitative terms. But effort should be made to set standards in quantitative terms. Why? Because these can be easily measured and compared. Here are some examples of quantitative and qualitative standards. Like in case of quantitative standards, standards can be like cost to be incurred, units to be produced, time to be spent in performing a task, and some more standards are given. In case of qualitative standards, it may be improving goodwill, improving motivation level of employees. Now, the main thing is, even to measure the qualitative standards, we need to take help of the quantitative standards. Like, how can you check the motivation level of your employees? How? By checking their attendance. If rate of absenteeism is more, then your employees are not motivated. If labor turnover is more, then employees are not motivated. So better if you are able to set the standards in quantitative terms. Our second step is measurement of actual performance. While performing this step, you should keep in mind Measurement should be done in an objective and reliable manner. That means, while evaluating performance, there should not be any personal biasness by the evaluator. And secondly, performance should be measured in the same units in which you have set the standards. Like if you have set the standards in terms of cost and now you are measuring the actual performance in terms of units produced, you will not be able to compare the both. Some of the techniques for measuring the performance are, these are 4 techniques generally which are used: personal observation, sample checking, performance reports, and ratio analysis. And which technique will you use for measuring the performance? That depends on the level, whether you are measuring the performance of workers, whether you are measuring the performance of lower level managers or middle level managers or the top level managers, or whether you are measuring the performance of manufacturing department or the finance department. Like in case of lower level, if you are observing the performance of workers, then how will you measure their performance? Through personal observation and sample checking. And middle level, you can go for performance reports. For finance department, you can make use of ratio analysis. So these are the different techniques that you can use for measuring the performance. Next is comparing actual performance with the standards. Now you will compare the both to find out the deviations. So it involves comparison of actual performance with the standards, and this comparison will reveal the deviation between actual and desired results. Comparison becomes easier when standards are set in quantitative terms. Example, like performance of a worker in terms of units produced in a week can be easily compared with the standard output for the week. Now the fourth step, analyzing deviation. Now you will find out why the standards were not met and what is the magnitude of deviation, whether it is a big deviation or it is a small deviation, in which area deviation has occurred, and the causes of deviations. These points you need to consider while analyzing deviations. Like, some deviations are obvious in all activities. It is therefore important to determine the acceptable range of deviations. Also, deviations in key areas of business need to be attended more urgently as compared to deviations in certain insignificant areas. Like for a manufacturing concern, which deviation is more important? Increase in labor cost or increase in postal expenses? Then obviously your answer will be labor cost, because that is a key area for a manufacturing concern. So while analyzing deviations, two important principles that you need to consider: critical point control and management by exception. In critical point control, you will identify the key areas, and in management by exception, you will identify the major deviations in significant areas, because it is based on the simple philosophy that if you try to control everything, then you will end up controlling nothing. Now the last step of controlling, it is taking corrective action. In case deviation is within the acceptable limit, then you need not take any corrective action. However, if deviation is beyond this limit, and especially it is in significant areas, then you need to pay immediate attention. And in case you are not able to correct deviation through managerial action, then you need to revise the standards. It is also possible sometimes that standards have not been set accurately. Like you have set a standard of 100 units for all the workers to be manufactured per day. Now, on an average, every worker is producing 90 units per day, and even by imparting them the necessary training, we are not able to improve their performance. Then we need to revise the standards. Standards have been overstated. That's why workers are not able to achieve them. Examples of corrective action. Like in case of defective material, you will change your quality specification. In case of the defective machinery, you will either replace the machinery or get it repaired. And some more examples are there on the screen. You can go through these examples. So let's recapitulate all the points. How many steps are there? 5. First, you will establish the standards. You will decide the targets. Then you will measure actual performance. You will compare your actual performance with the targets to find out the deviations. Then you will analyze the deviations to find out its causes. And lastly, you will take corrective action to make sure that these deviations will not occur again in future. This is all about the process of controlling. Thank you. Have a nice day.